that is going to be moving into northern parts of Smith County here within about the next half hour. Right now from the CBS19 studio camera, as we look out, you can see some storm clouds gathering, but so far no thunderstorms in Tyler. However, we have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing, one for Van Zant County that goes until 4 o'clock, and then another one for Smith, Upshur, and Wood County until 4:15. So what we'll do here with this update is we'll bring everybody up to date on the TV side, and then we'll continue our coverage over on our Facebook page at CBS19.tv, so you can grab your CBS19 app and follow along there. We'll also be streaming on YouTube. All right, getting back to these storms, we are tracking this storm also up in Hopkins County. Again, that goes until 4:15. These storms split, and as they split, large hail cores within those thunderstorms began to develop. For instance, the Sulphur Springs cell could have golf ball sized hail as it tracks eastward towards Sulphur Bluff and over toward Talco. The southern portion of this cell, and this is now starting to move into Smith County, also has potentially golf ball sized hail as it moves to the east at roughly 30 miles an hour. So that's going to put it into Hideaway at about 3:59 and Thedford at about 4:06 and Winona right at around the same time, if not just a little bit after, at 4:30, and then Starville right around 4:39. Another cell that we're watching over here has a smaller hail core. That's in northern Marion County, right on the Harrison County line. That is just going to be moving off to the east, and it will continue to move into that direction. All right, so that's the update here on CBS 19. If you want to continue watching, make sure you flip over to our Facebook page or continue streaming with us at CBS19.tv or our YouTube channel. All right, have a great afternoon. We will see you at 5 o'clock for more coverage. All right, hi everyone. Welcome to our stream here at Facebook and also on our YouTube channel and CBS19.tv. If you do live in Smith County, just want to bring you up to date that we do have a fairly significant cell that's moving in. We're watching it carefully here. It's just west of Mount Sylvan right now, near New Harmony, also over toward Lindale and Swan. And this again has the potential to have some golf ball sized hail in it right here west of Mount Sylvan. So that area in purple, though it looks like the hail core has come down just a little bit. In fact, it looks like it's more $half sized hail. Would love to see pictures if you can share those with us as this cell continues moving to the east. We want this to move to the east and weaken. As it does, then that means that the hail core would be less of a threat of producing some damaging hail. If we get hail in the size of golf balls, that's going to damage some cars. That could also break some windows, and it also could damage some siding on the homes. If we can get this down here to $half to quarter sized, then typically we don't see a whole lot of damage with that. It does rip the leaves off of trees. Sometimes it can break a window. Sometimes it can dent a few cars. But if you live in the Mount Sylvan area or the New Harmony area or Swan, right now I would get your car into a shelter. And also I would not spend much time outside. Hailstones of this size can cause some injury, some bruises even to your body. Those are moving right along 110. And again, over toward New Harmony, a new track on this, taking it to the east at roughly 30 miles an hour. So that's going to take it out through the end of the severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 4:15. So that means it would end up in Mount Sylvan here in about 4 minutes, Hideaway at about 3:57, Thedford at about 4:06, and Owentown right around 4:34 this afternoon. So that's the cell that we're tracking. Looks like the hail core may be coming back up just a little bit at this time. Severe thunderstorm warning also for Van Zant County until 4 o'clock, but for Smith County, the severe thunderstorm warning goes until 4:15. Notice, if you will with me, that this cell is forecast to track to the north of the city of Tyler. There was some concern that this may be dropping down closer to Tyler, but I think it may stay just to the north of the city of Tyler. So I'll put this into motion so you can see how the hail core is tracked over the last hour. We'll leave that storm track on, and you can see it's entering right into that storm track. So it looks like Owentown and Browning would be in line for that storm. Again, it's moving to the east roughly at about 30 miles an hour. And so as it moves in that direction, if it has any kind of re-strengthening with it, we could get back to maybe some golf ball sized hail. But right now, it looks like we're back down to $half sized hailstones. All right. widening everything back out. That's really the three. There are three cells out there. The one that is over in Marion County looks like it is weakening quite a bit. Now this cell up here, it's also looks like it's splitting. Looks like the hail core is coming down. That might move across northern Franklin County this afternoon. And if it moves across northern Franklin County, then it could be in line for, let's track a few cities out there into northern Franklin County as it moves to the east also to roughly about 30 miles an hour. So that would take it toward Sulphur Bluff. It would take it toward Hagensport and Tauco within about the next 40 minutes. So that's the direction and movement of that storm. All right, let me back things up just a little bit farther for us. We're going to go back. You can see a lot of the lightning that is associated with these thunderstorms. Look at all this lightning between Mineola and Tyler. Even here in Tyler, where we're not getting a thunderstorm right now, we are hearing flashes of lightning, and they're getting quite a bit of lightning up there. In fact, it does look like the rain portion of that thunderstorm will move into the city of Tyler. I didn't think that the hail core would move into Tyler, but the rain itself will move into Tyler. And in fact, looks like it's moving out toward Tyler Pounds right now. That bright pink area is an indication that we're getting some very strong hail core here. And that's headed toward Mount Pleasant also. Let me go back and I'm going to track these two cells for us as they also move to the east. If you have any questions, we are streaming again on Facebook and on our YouTube channel and also on our CBS19 TV channel. So if you are watching on any of those outlets or any of those sources, please let me know and we can try to keep you up to date on what is happening. So far, not a whole lot of folks checking in with us here this afternoon, but we are here for you to bring you up to date on these severe thunderstorms. And we did break into our programming just briefly to bring you up to date on what was happening in case anyone hasn't been on our Facebook page. But that's the current situation here in East Texas. We don't have any tornado warnings, but we do have severe thunderstorm warnings that continue with the potential for some large hail. So that's why we decided to get in here and bring you an update. All right, so this is the one cell that will move into the city of Tyler. It's moving to the east, roughly, maybe just a little bit of a drop to the southeast at about 30 miles an hour. So it's currently moving into the west side of Tyler, Big Sandy at about 4:08, over toward New Chapel Hill and Gladewater, then at about 4:26. And if it holds together, it'll make it all the way over to Longview out here at about 4:51, Kilgore at 4:37. Looks like additional showers beginning to develop here around Longview back toward Big Sandy. So Big Sandy to Tyler, this area here, if you live between Tyler and Big Sandy, then you are going to get a very heavy thunderstorm that will move through the southern part or northern part of Smith County. It may drop into the southern part of Smith County. It looks like the thunderstorm may be increasing on its southern side. Again, it's not tornadic. It is a severe thunderstorm warned storm. But the reason that with this storm would have so much concern, see that bright pink area? We have some larger hailstones in there that might be getting up close to $half sized right now. So as that moves to the east, that means $half sized hail would also be possible at Big Sandy and over toward Kilgore. And from Jefferson to the east, there's a fairly decent thunderstorm that we are also tracking, and that is moving toward Belcher at this time. All right, I'll widen it out a little bit and give you an idea of what else we're seeing across the areas. There's not a lot going on. There's just those three big cells, those three big supercells here on this Tuesday afternoon. In fact, we've turned down the sensitivity so much so that we've sort of taken away from any types of showers or maybe sprinkles that are spreading out and away from that. But oftentimes when we have these big supercells like this, these clouds in that the little precipitation droplets, maybe the rain droplets, and the wind motion that is being directed off the tops of these thunderstorms, it's being picked up on the radar and it looks like it's rain. So this is likely just some high anvil cirrus clouds that are shooting all the way out to Louisiana off of the thunderstorms near parts of Smith County and up to the north over parts of Franklin County. So notice how this cell split. So when this cell split, they both oftentimes the southern cell becomes a little bit stronger. And so for a moment, we had a fairly large hail core develop there. And now it looks like the hail core sort of becoming reestablished back here as it moves into northern parts of Franklin County. And Franklin County's already had quite a bit of hail today around the Mount Vernon area. They had hail, they had about 3 inches of rainfall earlier in a short period of time. Also another little cell developing behind that one. We currently have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 6 o'clock for counties out to the east of Tyler and until 9 o'clock for some counties out to the west of Tyler. A lot of lightning associated with these thunderstorms, and that means there's a lot of ice within these storms. Something that we've seen recently here have been the unusual mammatus clouds, or those pouch-like clouds. There may be some of these that move into parts of your area in Franklin and in Titus County and into Smith County. So if you capture any pictures of these pouchy-looking clouds, sometimes they're very odd-looking to some because you just don't see them often. But it is evidence that we sometimes see a fair amount of ice within the cloud, and because that those ice crystals are a little bit heavier, they will sink. Longview, Spring Hill, just thundering. Thank you, Tracy. Just found out I could fit both my wife's truck and mine under our porch in Lindale. Cool, good deal. Good to hear that, Steve. Clouds look very dark and menacing to the west of Lindale. Yes, Lindale, this storm is just on your doorstep right now. What about Murchison and Brownsboro? All right, let me widen back out a little bit. We'll go back and find. In fact, what I need to do is go back to our reflectivity mode here so we can find Murchison. Right now, it looks like the thunderstorms near Murchison would have already moved to your east for the time being. We'll see if there's any more redevelopment back in that area. There's Grand Saline, which is currently out of that thunderstorm. But Mineola-Lindale is right in the middle of this storm with that hail core sitting just to the south of you, closer to New Harmony. Just to the north of Chandler, and the thunderstorm itself is just now starting to push into Tyler. Back here toward Martins Mill, Jackson, and Canton, thunderstorm is sliding by to your south. We have the severe thunderstorm warning until 4:15 for Smith, Wood, and Upshur County. Van Zant County, this severe thunderstorm warning will end at 4 o'clock. Up toward Pine Mills and Quitman, right now at Lake Fork, rain and thunderstorms have split Lake Fork, so Alba is dry. It looks like Coke is also dry up toward Pineview. The thunderstorm just drifted off to your north. Mount Vernon, this is your second round of heavy thunderstorms today. This heavier thunderstorm moves toward Hagensport and Bogata and over toward Wilkinson and Mount Pleasant eventually. And back here to the south into parts of Smith County, I'll zoom into Tyler so you can see it's right now raining at Tyler Pounds, at New Harmony, Wood Springs, Lindale. Let's go into Lindale. In fact, we can zoom all the way down into Lindale here. Look at FM 16 coming out of the town of Lindale. Hideaway right in the middle of this very heavy thunderstorm. So is Thedford. Now let me do something and take this hail core and see where that hail core is in relation to the city of Lindale. All right, so the hail core itself, with the possibility of some $half sized hail, is right along 110 east of New Harmony. Moving eastward towards Swan across Highway 69 here in just a few minutes. So, okay, let's see. Highway 69 here in just a few minutes. Tasha, you're welcome. She says, thanks for the update. Happy to do this for you. Hopefully we can get you out ahead of this storm before it would impact or make it into your area. All right, Owentown, be ready for a hailstorm to come through here with some perhaps $half sized hail. That dark blue indicator would be some $half sized hail. Look at the lightning that is in association with this storm, right? Our intern Ryan Jones in here with me this afternoon, and yeah, she just said that's crazy. It is. There's just a crazy amount of lightning that we are experiencing with these storms, and this is going to be a very electric storm as it moves into Lindale, New Harmony, and Mount Silman. So you're going to get a very loud, this is going to be a loud thunderstorm for the folks there. So let me go back to the reflectivity mode. I'm going to put a track on this one more time. Colton wants to know about Henderson. Henderson is going to stay just to the, I would say, just to the south of this cell. We've got to watch this, which direction this cell moves. But if I put it into motion one time, you'll notice that it is drifting ever so slowly to the southeast, probably misses Henderson or just brushes by Henderson. For the most part, this would head toward Longview and more so down toward Carthage. I'll track this for you. Again, moving eastward, 30 miles an hour with the severe thunderstorm warning ongoing until 4:15. So that's New Chapel Hill, 4:05, Browning at about 4:08, Gladewater at 4:24, Liberty City at 4:24, Kilgore at 4:30, Gregton at 4:42, and Longview then at about 4:51. So again, just a slight little turn to the left with this cell. It was moving almost due east. Now it's turned just a little bit farther to the southeast. Severe thunderstorm warning about to expire in Van Zandt County. It will likely be allowed to expire as the strongest portion of that cell has moved out of Van Zandt County. Now we have a new update on some severe thunderstorm information here. Cass and Marion County, that's this part of the cell out to the east. I'll look at that in just a second. That's now in effect until 4:30. So we have now Smith, Upshur, Wood County. So let's break this down for you because it's not all of Smith County. If you're in White House, if you're at Lake Tyler, you are not, it's probably getting very dark there, but the thunderstorm is just gonna brush by maybe the north end of Lake Tyler east. And this goes through Hideaway. All right, so the northern half, I say the northern 2/3 of Smith County get impacted by this cell, and then it moves out into Gregg County. So all of Gregg County will experience the cell. The northern third of Rusk County, maybe even not the city of Henderson, the way things are drifting here. Mineola about to get out of that thunderstorm and escape without any type of hail damage. Gladewater, got to watch that for, again, it's half dollar-sized hail that we have to be concerned with as it tracks eastward, moving east at 30 miles an hour. There's a new update from our new scan here, and as that scan goes around, I will fast forward this into our hail core. Okay, so the hail core at Sulphur Bluff, no longer a huge concern.
They're getting hail in
Getting hail in Lindale. Okay, so a good report there from Lindale reporting some hail. Let's find out how big that hail will be. And again, that makes sense. It looks like right now, at least according to our radar, that the hail in Lindale would be in the marble to nickel sized size down toward Wood Springs. Larger hail, perhaps in the order of $50, still around the Swan area, moving into just brushing by, let's say, North Tyler. So West Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard may get some quarter-sized hail, maybe some nickel to quarter-sized hail out there. So be ready for that. So Steve, thanks for that update on that hail in Lindale. Again, this is our estimated hail size here. This is going to be Swan. There's Tyler Pounds. It looks like the hail core brushes by Tyler Pounds. It's now moving out of New Harmony, so and now the hail core is coming up just a little bit. So we may have some golf ball sized hail mixed in there with half dollar sized hail. And I'm wondering if there's enough of this hail coming down to where it isn't perhaps covering the ground. But it looks like some larger hailstones in the order of about half dollar size could be getting closer to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard right now. So that's going to cross Highway 69 and continue moving to the east. Again, we are covering this storm not on air. It's a severe thunderstorm warned storm, not a tornado warning. We usually go on for tornado warnings. We break into programming. But what we can do is stream this on our CBS19 app at CBS19.tv on our website, or continue to cover this on Facebook. So we appreciate you guys hanging out with us here this afternoon. Also on our YouTube channel, we can provide this live extended coverage for you. All right, so there's your hail core. In fact, I can zoom in on that just a little bit farther, just to the south of Swan, maybe get a more detailed look at that. That's going to be, okay, so there's, let's see, what road is that? Walling Drive, so just west of County Road 429, FM 3271, so it's right in here. That's going to be the boundary. So if you live near Walling Drive, this hail core, any neighborhood near there, so this hail core is passed just over top of those areas. Again, that's just south of Swan, and that's west of Highway 69. And that's going to be east of County Road 48. So it's right in this area here. That's part of the severe thunderstorm warned portion of this cell that goes until 4:15. And the reason that we have the severe thunderstorm warning is for the hailstones that could be reaching these damaging sizes of about golf ball size. A golf ball sized hail being reported in Hideaway, Texas from the National Weather Service on the chat room. Okay, so a trained spotter saying that there is golf ball sized hail, Hideaway, Texas. So we're seeing that. Looks like the hail core is coming up just a little bit too. It's getting to be a little brighter purple on that. And now we just had a new scan come in. That's going to be closer to 110 Highway. And again, that just skipped to the east. So let me widen this out for you. When we widen that out, you'll be able to get a perspective of where that's moving. We can track this hail core then. Again, it looks like there may be some nickel to perhaps some quarter-sized hail just kind of moving into the northwest side of Tyler, but there is some hail being reported at Hideaway. So let's track this. All we're doing here is just tracking the hail core, not tracking the storm itself, but the hail core itself as it drifts east-southeastward. All right, so I need to widen it out just a little bit farther so we can get a bigger and better feel for this. All right, so this will likely, the northern end of that cell of that hail core could brush into or just move past Owenton. But this is moving right in this vicinity here toward Overton, not Owentown, but Overton. It also moving toward Owentown. And that puts it into Tyler at about 4:0, where it is now. So it's in Tyler right now, but it's moving toward Bascom, 4:18. Also Browning at 4:36. Overton at 4:49, and then Laird Hill at about 4:59. So this is the golf ball size portion of this cell that'll move just in it likely, there will be, or there's a possibility of seeing some golf ball sized hail in North Tyler. Otherwise, that nickel sized hail surrounding that in the lighter blue will be a possibility. Again, these are radar estimates. There could be could all end up being a little bit smaller than this, but not by much. So the highest reflectivity is being sent back to the radar beam or back to the radar site in Shreveport, and then of course calibrated, sent back out into our image that we're showing you here. Okay, new image just came in. Looks like the hail core's weakened just a little bit. So we'll erase this and zoom back in on that portion of the hail core where we've got some brighter blue. In fact, it looks like that has come down substantially. Well, there's a little bit of purple still left in there. So there's maybe a couple of golf balls still being churned out by this storm as it now moves around the loop. So it's on the north side of Tyler, moving into the loop, going west. Just where we have this. So here's 271. So if you head on the loop out toward Tyler High School, it's almost right by Tyler High School, going west toward 69, and then as it turns and comes back down to the south again on the other side of the loop. So 271 going north is where this storm is headed. There's County Road 35. There's North Broadway. So where North Broadway kind of meets up there at that intersection with the loop, that's where this hail core is headed next. So if you live anywhere in this area near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, there might be nickel to quarter-sized hail. So if you can get your car parked under a carport or into a garage, or cover it up maybe with a blanket or something like that so the paint doesn't chip or the windshield can be protected, that'd be a good idea. So it's a fairly large hail core in itself, and I wonder if it's just not, it could possibly be covering the ground also. In fact, hails, and then you see a part of the hail core that it just looks like it snows when it's all said and done. All right, it looks like we have a new thunderstorm warning that has just been issued for Van Zant County. This goes till 4:45. So this is Henderson and Van Zant County. And this cell here in Tyler, what we're going to do is we'll stay on for this cell at least till 4:15 and see if we can get any more information for you. Is there more storms coming later tonight? Colton, there's a chance that we could have a few more thunderstorms up till about 9 o'clock, and then I think we'll get a bit of a break overnight, and then mainly tomorrow morning, maybe starting around 5 a.m. and lasting for a few hours, we could see another round of showers and thunderstorms. All right, Steve Thompson saying the hail, nickel-sized hail, starting to slack off. That was a mile north of downtown Lindale. So, Steve, thank you. Great reports from you coming in. That really helps us out. The Murchison and Brownsboro area for the time being are okay. There could be another round that comes in from the west, and watch that cell that's back there toward Canton right now. So I'll widen this out. I'm going to turn off the watches and warnings just so we get a fairly good feel for the direction and movement of these cells, so you can see what we're dealing with here. In fact, this was a very strong, powerful supercell moving out of Terrell. It's split. There was a pretty significant hail core that now has moved north of Interstate 30, and a significant hail core that is slowly shrinking as it moves along Interstate 20. The thunderstorm has made it down through Tyler. There's Lake Tyler, so it's right into Lake Tyler right now, staying north of Bullard. So it's going to miss Bullard. It'll likely miss Flint and Troop. Henderson is going to be very close. I do think it'll likely miss Henderson as it continues dropping southeastward. Longview, in about 40 minutes, should get into this thunderstorm. And again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning till 4:15. Smith County, also parts of Upshur County, and I believe Gregg County. Van Zant County just went into a new severe thunderstorm warning till 4:45, and that cell is following right behind this one. So it looks like this one, though, is saying just a little bit to the south of I-20. Again, the threat here this afternoon is more so hail than anything else. These storms are moving faster than what we would be concerned with a downburst. In terms of if it was moving very slowly, we would have a lot of load aloft of water, and then that water load, of course, being heavy, would fall through the cloud and the thunderstorm would collapse, and then that water would bring down strong and cold air, and it would bring it down quickly. When it hit the surface, it would spread out, and that's we'd have some downburst, microburst style damage. We saw a couple places last week where we had trees down in different places, and that's essentially because we had these microbursts that occurred thanks to collapsing thunderstorms. We get into summertime, we start to see more and more of those types of scenarios. All right, so now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to be Gregg, Rusk, and Smith County. Just got the update for Gregg, Rusk, and Smith County. You have a severe thunderstorm warning until 5 p.m. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stay on the whole time till 5 p.m. because we have to get ready for the news at 5, and so we'll have some other things that we have to take care of. Again, we don't have any tornado warnings. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for this cell as it tracks southeastward at roughly 30 miles an hour. So this is going to be new information. So this is going to take it just brushing by Henderson. So the southern part of this cell could just make it in to the north part of Henderson at about 4:46. Danville at 4:38, Kilgore about 4:32, and Overton at 4:19. So it's about 8 minutes from Overton, probably 15 minutes from Kilgore. Henderson about a half hour from now. Lakeport at 4:54, Pine Hill at 5:09. And that would put it into Panola County at that time. So, and this other cell behind it would then track across, again, Smith County over toward Overton, and then down into the southern parts of, or into central portions of Panola County. If you were watching last night on CBS19 or you were watching CBS19, we showed you a rainfall estimate or a forecast in Tyler over an inch in one of the pieces of computer data that came out. So it showed an inch of rain around Tyler, and then the next time that data updated, it had the inch of rain over at Longview, and it had Tyler with a lot less. So I guess why I bring that up is because that's what, when we show you those numbers sometimes, we can't say we can marry those numbers to those cities, because if you get one heavy thunderstorm over one reporting site, say at Tyler Pounds may come in with close to an inch of rainfall, and then Longview may have just a few hundredths of an inch, or Gilmer may have a few hundredths of an inch, or even Jacksonville. But there would be heavy rain in these isolated cells as they come by. So real tough when you're forecasting rainfall amounts when you have these isolated supercell thunderstorms that are moving through a region like this. All right, so we'll stay on for another couple of minutes, and then we will, let me check out the hail cores again. That's going to be the most important thing with these cells here. That one cell has moved off, and it looks like this other cell down here east of Tyler now has substantially decreased to where it is nickel-sized hail east side of Tyler toward County Road 384. But the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5 o'clock. Weather Service is likely issuing downstream on this cell because all it has to do is just intensify a little bit, and you'll go from nickels back to a severe sized quarter of hailstones. All right, so we'll take a break right now. This has been coverage here on our CBS19.TV. We were also on air for a few minutes, and also we were doing our coverage at our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. If you're currently just checking in and looking at our Facebook page and you have a question, please feel free to put that question down, and we will try to answer that as soon as possible. If not, we will see you at 5 o'clock for CBS 19 News at 5. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and stay safe, and thanks for watching. Ooh, there's a whole, this is that video that I showed you. That's the official hail size. And up by Mineola.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Next on CBS 19 News at 5, severe thunderstorm watches continue. Large hail remains a threat. We've got the latest track using Future Skycast. All right, and next one in 3, 2, 1. Coming up in our forecast, an update on our severe thunderstorm watch and whether or not we'll see more thunderstorms tonight. Live from Tyler, CBS 19 News at 6 starts right now. Thank you.